predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the most transparent, innovative segment in sports talk here. All right, we actually put our reputations and careers on the line every week by exposing how bad we are at making predictions. Mackie and Judd. We do Write That Down in a classic form here, and we also do football-centric Write That Down on Purple Daily every Wednesday. When are you going to admit that you were wrong, Judd?
Oh, that's twice on Wednesdays, Phil. I admit it twice on Wednesdays.
Yeah, well, kind of a bloodbath in some areas of the accountability session here. So just to explain this and how it works, 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate and be a guest listener predictor, send us a message through the Score North app. There's a feedback tab at the bottom. You can send us requests to be on Write That Down. You can send us thoughts, takes, critiques for Feedback Friday. And we actually have a last-minute special guest fill-in that's going to join us here in just a couple minutes, a familiar face and voice if you are a local hockey fan. But I also want to explain to the audience that we have sort of a hanging Chad situation here in both versions of Write That Down. So the calendar has flipped over to 2022. So the window is closed for making 2021 predictions. But we have a bunch of predictions still on the board about the 2021 football season that count for the 2021 Write That Down season. And we will explain that as we go along here. You guys have been going back and forth, Judd and Declan, for the batting average title. And there is drama. And we will get to it. But let's start with Judd here.
Love it.
Little mixed bag here. And we separated these, the ones on the top for the YouTube viewers. These are for 2021. The ones on the bottom are 2022 predictions. We're going to keep them separate here just to avoid...
Look at you. Look at this.
A rounding error of some kind. So you said Mike Madonna would be in charge of the Wild's hockey operations by 2022. You said that a couple years ago.
Yeah. Not so good. That's okay.
Now, if you would have said by the end of 2022, there would have been one more year for... But I don't know. This hockey ops department's cruising pretty well right now.
They're fine.
You said when Dean Evason's new contract is reported, it will be 4 or more years. It was 3 years.
Yeah.
No faith. No faith in Dean.
I can't.
Guy can't get a 4-year contract?
Darn it, I'm mad at myself now.
You did say the Patriots would return to the playoffs in 2021 and that Adrian Peterson would not end the regular season on the Titans roster, Seahawks roster.
And he's on IR.
He got hurt?
I think he got hurt, yeah.
Doing what?
Was he?
I don't know.
God knows what.
He's old. He's an old man.
He even play.
Can't.
Retire.
He's too old.
He twist his ankle watching film.
Go retire, Adrian. Just call it quits.
And then you had a couple come off the board for 2022 here early on. You said the Wild would beat the Blues by 2 or more goals in the Winter Classic.
Oopsie.
And that Kaprizov would score at least 1 goal in the Winter Classic.
Okay.
So you got that one right.
Okay.
So a little mixed bag for old Judley.
Very mixed bag.
Old Macadac here had a mixed bag as well. I said Braun Strowman would sign with AEW and become AEW World Champion by the end of the calendar. He did sign with somebody.
I think
Can't remember.
Impact. I forget. He's somewhere.
Somebody. I said, I missed this one a month ago. I said the Washington football team email leaks will cause another person to be fired, suspended, or lose their job within 30 days. And that hasn't happened yet. Mm-hmm. Shocking. I said by the end of the calendar year, the Wolves will have at least 6 players shooting 36% or better from three-point range. They only have 2. However, I did tell you guys after a week of food poisoning and flight cancellations in Arizona that, yes, I would deal with another delay or cancellation on Friday. And we did. We got delayed by an hour Friday.
That's of course. That's not too bad.
And I told you that Judd would curl up into a cowardly fetal position trying to protect his batting average. And I said all 3 of his predictions last week would be for 2022 or beyond. And they were.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Not good for the listeners here.
Who?
Lot of red. A lot of blood here. Garrett said Cousins will spend at least 3 consecutive weeks at the top of the NFL in either passing yards or touchdowns. Matt said the Bills, Browns, Titans, Chiefs, Washington, Vikings, Bucks, Rams will all be playoff teams. He got really close on this.
Oh my goodness.
Is it?
Yeah.
So Washington and the Browns
Yep.
are both out, and the
Yep.
rest of these
And
teams
Vikings.
are in. And the Vikings.
Yeah.
So I'm still having trouble coping with that. So I guess he didn't really get that close at all, actually. He missed like half these. Carter said the Vikings will make it to the NFC Championship game, and then some other things that aren't going to happen. Kip said by the end of Write That Down, Mackey will win Write That Down by baiting Declan and Judd.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I baited
yeah.
you guys into doing a live broadcast at Allianz Field one time
Yep.
for a Write That Down.
Yep.
Steven said the Vikings, Wolves, and Wild will all have winning records by January 1st.
Ugh.
And Steven said the Vikings will have a win and in scenario in either week 17 or week 18. Oof. Yeah. I need a ruling on this one.
Yep.
I can't remember. So Declan's brother Liam said Declan or Liam will be late to a sibling-related event this weekend due to drinking.
This you can take this off the board. It did not hit. We were shockingly on time to everything we did.
And so would this hit? This would hit for 2022 because the weekend carried into January.
Oh, I guess, but so yes, I would take it into the 2022 category.
Okay.
I guess.
I want to be clear on that.
But yeah,
Yeah, because like
this
the
did not
weekend,
happen.
the weekend goes through Sunday, and so like
Yeah.
okay.
No.
Look at this, Declan with a nice
Uh-oh.
little week here. Nice little week coming down the stretch.
Uh-oh.
You said Braun Strowman will sign with the AEW by year's end.
That's
We both
okay.
thought that was going to happen. You said that I will make a Doug Peterson prediction before January 31st, and I immediately did the next week, basically. And you said Jalen Noel will have a double-digit showing between last week and this week's Write That Down. That double-digit showing happened before the calendar turned to 2022, so it counts for 2021. And then you also had your first correct prediction. Line it up, man. This went over the fence, I think. You said the Wild will win the Winter Classic, and both Ryan Hartman and Kirill Kaprizov would each...
Phil.
Oh, I'm sorry. They lost the Winter Classic. I read that one wrong. Tried to get you a home run there, Dex.
I was one.
But
one
having
away.
Ryan Hartman and Kirill Kaprizov alone would have been a home run for
Yeah.
you if you
Yeah.
would have left the game.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, dang
So,
it.
all right. So my bad on that. I read that one wrong. So here are the 2021 stats as they stand.
God.
Judd batting 360 with 7 home runs. Declan batting 357 with 6 home runs.
But he's not, right?
The one that I had
No,
wrong was for 2022.
That was for 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. Wishful thinking from Judd there. What do you mean interesting?
Interesting. No, nothing. Interesting.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
following
yeah.
along the
Here we
stage.
go.
I'm following along.
Here we go.
Oh, you think
No,
you're getting screwed here or what?
No,
Yeah.
no. I just said interesting. This
My
is very interesting.
my error was for a 2022.
Okay.
prediction.
No, it's
As-
fine. You're
as you
interpreting
cling to your
something I
batting
didn't
averages.
mean.
I'm at 311 with 5 home runs. Listeners at 258, but leading with 9 home runs. And so, Declan, you are in the clubhouse at 360. You have no more 2021 predictions.
Or 357,
Outstanding.
you mean?
357. Yep.
Yep.
Judd, you have 3 at-bats left in 2021. And let me grab those at-bats so the audience can...
Sure, yeah, the audience wants.
So
I wanna know. I
you have
wanna see 'em.
3 outstanding predictions that are still on the board for 2021.
Okay.
And those predictions are Kyle Rudolph will catch at least 4 touchdowns for the Giants this year. He has 1 going into the final week.
Okay.
Okay, that's not going to
So that's probably wrong.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson will throw at least 1 touchdown pass this season.
he could do
could
it on
happen in
Sunday.
week 18. I
Yeah, we
could actually see that happening.
We could see it on Sunday.
Yeah, I could see
And
that happening.
the
yeah.
first one's not going
and
to
the third one is the Vikings will sweep both games against the Chicago Bears this season.
Okay.
So I think if Judd,
the drama.
if the Vikings beat the Bears, I
Bears.
think that's enough to keep Judd in front of Declan.
So because the
But if
Rudolph
you
one's
go-
gonna
Close.
be wrong.
But it will drop because that'd be 333, 1 through 3. So he'll average will drop at least a point, right?
I'd have to go in and do some math.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
think
many
so.
at bats stacked up. I don't know if 1 is going to ding you that much. I think a 1 for 3 performance mathematically
Will clinch
would
the title.
give Judd the batting championship.
Okay.
So
Oh my god.
And the
That is
Jefferson
where we
one, and the
stand.
Jefferson one, I wouldn't dismiss.
I wouldn't dismiss it either, man.
The Rudy one's out.
Yeah.
What if Rudy goes off, man? What if
I'm gonna be so pissed. I'd
He's
be
not-
more
don't worry.
furious.
What if-
Honestly,
No,
that
no.
will upset me more than the Jefferson thing happening.
Don't worry about that.
the biggest upset would be because Judd probably needs a 1 for 3. If the Vikings lose to the Bears, Jefferson doesn't throw a touchdown, but Rudy goes off for 4 touchdowns.
I'll be so upset.
Yeah, no, don't. I
I'd
wouldn't
be
worry about
furious.
that. This is a great finish, though, guys.
This is exciting.
This is fantastic.
This is pretty awesome. So, all right, let's get our guest listener predictor in here.
All right.
You know her from the Bardown Beauties podcast and NHL.com. Jessi Pierce makes her debut on Write That Down. What's
Let's
going
go.
on, Jessi?
What's going on, guys? Hey, guys. What's going on? I'm excited to put it all out on the line here. Thank you for having me join you. I certainly talk enough about this stuff. Usually I'm wrong, so hopefully I get at least one right.
Welcome
I
to
bet
the
you
club.
didn't think that you would be entering an historically dramatic batting title race as we wrap up the 2021 season.
I did not. I am shocked. Well done, most of you. Very good listeners. Rough go, guys. Got to start paying attention to all of us media more. But no, very fun to witness. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I feel like the listeners every year, they always are last in batting average and first in home runs. Because
That's
like
how they
listeners
play.
will come on and they just want to take their swings,
Yeah.
get their glory. Before we get into Write That Down here, Jessi, give us your hottest wild take. Go.
Capo Kakinen will be traded by the deadline.
Ooh,
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, where did
Wow.
that come? Where
Outta here.
did that come from?
I have had issues with this goaltending all year long, and now I'm making my move. I want changes. I want Bill Guerin to listen up. I want this to happen. I am saying it out loud to manifest it into fruition, into reality. Sorry, Capo.
I love it.
Yeah.
Comes from throwing
Amazing.
fastballs. This is
Right?
awesome.
Right?
This is I'm proud.
Thank you.
So, all right, what is here's how it works. We're gonna start with Jessi. Each one of us is gonna make 3 predictions, one at a time. We'll go Jessi, Judd, Declan, back to me, Phil. What is your strategy here, Jessi? Are you looking to hit home runs? Are you looking to drop down bunt singles? What's the game plan?
I mean, I think maybe bunt signals. I've got a couple home runs. I mean, I really went for it, right? Not quite swinging for the fences, maybe a double. But I also kind of wanted to just make it a little interesting. Like I said, these hot takes have been boiling up inside of me. And this is my outlet, you guys. I appreciate that. I'm excited to put them out there and see what lands.
All right, so let's do it. Lead us off. This is Jessi Pierce. First prediction.
Write this down.
Go for it.
All right, like I said, Capo Kakinen, he will be traded by the March trade deadline with a future, whether that be a draft pick. We got draft picks to spare now. We've got a good prospect pool. I am going this route because the goaltending tandem is not strong. It's just, it needs to change. I think obviously the team has very little confidence in Capo, so why not make some moves, try to get another goaltender out there, see what happens. Bill Guerin's never afraid to pick up the phone and make a call. Let's focus on the goalie situation and make that strong so we can move forward into the playoffs with a solid tandem.
Yeah, that's kind of that kind of feels like not that this is a perfectly honed Stanley Cup roster yet, but it feels like they're on their way. And I don't know, like who's going to steal some games in the playoffs
Right?
at goalie? Right now, it feels like nobody on the roster.
Who's your guess? Not part of this, but so if they do make a trade, give me a name or two that you're guessing might be Bill Guerin's target.
Everybody keeps tossing out Marc-Andre Fleury, right? Chicago would probably be pretty hesitant to toss that way just because of the same division situation. But then again, Chicago's kind of a hot mess again.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe you're looking that route. I wouldn't mind going for a younger guy, not to be Minnesota biased, but like a Jake Ottinger or a Charlie Lindgren. Again, you're running into the same situation where those are division rivals, but they'd be a little bit cheaper and guys that could really grow into the role who have a little bit higher upside, I think, than Capo.
Look at that.
This is like a Judds hockey
This is
show.
awesome.
Bardown Beauties.
This
Write
is
that
great.
down.
Yeah, this is great. Go away, Phil.
Conglomerate here,
Phil
man.
can go.
That's exactly right.
I'll just
That's
I'll just
exactly.
leave. Let's go over here. All right, Judd, your first prediction.
All right, I'm going to stick with the wild theme. Matthew Boldy will score his first goal in the National Hockey League either Thursday or Saturday. They play in Boston tomorrow night, and then they play host to the Capitals on Saturday. So in one of those 2 games, he will score his first goal.
Off the record,
okay.
how greasy is the goal going to be?
He's got skills. He's
With a Z.
good. He's got some skill. Yeah, as the kids say, he's got some skills. So I don't think it might not be greasy. It might be a nice play. I really like him a lot. He's
on a-
All right.
on
pop.
1 being Greasy and 10 being Cal McCarr's goal from last night, Judd, where does it fall?
Oh, probably a 4 because what Cale McCarr did is illegal in most states. Oh my God, that was.
Yeah.
I darn near teared up. I watched that. I'm like, this is one of the most beautiful goals I've ever seen.
Although,
Write it
how
down.
about
You like writing things down.
Dak way overcommitted on that play though? That defenseman just like way too overcommitted, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Cale McCarr saw that and he's like, yoink! All right,
Easy.
Yeah,
But the move. I mean, the move is incredible. So.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But Matthew Boldy, score a goal for me, baby.
All right, Declan.
I have a
down.
couple
You like
Wild
writing
predictions
things
as
down?
well, but I'll keep it pretty simple for this first one. The Wild will snap their losing streak and they'll beat the Bruins on Thursday.
Okay.
So the Wild
their
are
first
winless
win
in their
a
like last
freaking
5
month.
games.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bruins are playing better of late.
they are. But I think the Wild get off this night and very simple. The Wild will beat the Bruins on Thursday.
Perfection line broken up.
Before I make I'm going to make a
Write
wild
this
prediction
down.
too. How bad is Cam Talbot's injury right now?
Jesse,
Like,
Is that
like
something
out for
definitely, right?
weeks? Like, what do we think?
He's hesitant. Dean Evason's hesitant to say. I asked him yesterday, and he's like, still no time frame, which means it's probably a little bit more serious than you'd like to think. So probably more of a month-to-month situation. Now, I mean, for sure, week to week, but I think he's out for a little bit of time.
Okay. Well, so I mean, is there? I'll make this prediction. I think if he doesn't play the rest of the year, then I'll just get screwed here. But Cam Talbot, write this down, will give up 6 goals in a game again before he posts his first shutout of the season.
Oof.
I don't know when he's going to come back, but I'll put an end date on sometime between now and the end of the playoffs. That he will give up 6 goals in a game. I think he's given up 6 goals like twice.
I call that a home run
Yeah.
because that's extremely specific.
Okay. he'll give up 6 goals in a game again before he posts a shutout. Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just say at least 6, because if he
Yeah, I
scores
got you.
8, I don't want you jokers to get me on a
Write
technicality.
this down.
who would do that to you, Phil?
I know.
But listen, yeah. I
No,
won't do
that's the way the game is played here. Write that down. All right, Jesse, your second prediction.
I swear I have a non-hockey one, but I'm going to go with my hockey one. Judd, you're really going to like this. I think we're on the same page, baby. Matt Boldy is going to score 4 goals in the playoffs this season because he'll still be with the team through the playoffs, and the Minnesota Wild make the 2022 Western Conference Final.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
measure
God.
shots.
Put it down.
dude. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I don't
That's,
know. I don't know.
Love the parlay.
Yes.
Love the parlay. Jesse is playing the game right now. This is how you play. Write that down. Take notes. Future guest listener predictors. This is how you swing for fences right here.
Oh my
Write this
God.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
All right, Judd.
Chris Finch will get a contract extension of 3 or more years before the start of the 2022-23 season. So I'll go back to my previous prediction with Dino, but this time I will amend it. I will say 3 or more years instead of 4 more years, but it will be before the start of next regular season.
Did you hear Anthony Edwards' comments about Finch? He basically called Finch the best coach. Now, Anthony Edwards has 0 reference point for other coaches, but he basically said he's the best coach in the NBA. I think that's awesome when you have a 20-year-old star player that you need to connect with that thinks that highly of the coach. So for that reason, I would 100% give him the extension. Yes.
Write this down.
Dex.
All right, I have a Matthew Boldy and Marco Rossi prediction. I'm going to combine a little bit here. I will say Matthew Boldy or Marco Rossi will score a power play goal between now and next week's. Write that down. So both these guys are on the power play units. Jesse was at practice yesterday. Dean Evison straight up said our power play has sucked. So if these two dudes can breathe some life in the power play, but I'll be specific enough, Boldy or Rossi will score a power play goal between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay.
Write it down.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Write this down.
All right, we're going to play a little quarterback carousel here. Write this down. At least 3 of these quarterbacks will be on new teams at the start of next season. Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
So at least 3 of those guys will be on new teams at the start of the 2022 season.
You
Ready?
said Wilson, Carr, Kirk, Watson.
Wilson,
Garoppolo?
Carr, Kirk, Watson, Jimmy G.
Got it.
Yes.
Write this down.
And off the record, One of them not named Kirk, I think, will be Vikings quarterback. But I'm going to keep that off the record for now.
Okay.
So,
Trying to speak it into existence.
that's right. A little
So
reckless
hard.
speculation.
I
All
know.
right, Jessi Pierce, third and final prediction.
Again, I went long. Let's do it. Mo Ibram will be the MVP of the Rose Bowl, which the Gophers will win.
Whoa!
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on a second. I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah.
I know.
Go.
Yeah.
Do it.
There it is, right there. Wow. Amazing.
Jessi comes into the show and
Just
makes us look like a bunch of wimps when it comes to predictions.
Just slinging takes.
Yeah.
Football prediction now? That's
I
an
know,
awesome one.
right?
And that's a Rose Bowl?
Judd, I
Oh,
saw I was going back through last week's predictions when I was out. That, like, you're making Gopher football predictions too, but they're negative. You've got Tanner Morgan like getting benched next season.
Yeah, darn straight.
That
ahead.
was actually, I had that on my list as well. I was like, he will not be the starting quarter. I just mosely because I need to not see that. I want that to happen so bad, but I was like,
Yeah,
probably
see,
not.
she gets it.
Amazing,
I
man.
get it.
She gets
Awesome.
it. Totally
Well,
gets it.
Jessi, since you're making your debut here and you've got this life-changing platform on Mackie and Judd here, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this point?
I will shout out the Hubs. He loves you guys. He thinks it's so great that I'm on this. So shout out to Mike. Thank you for letting me bounce my takes off. He was like, don't do that. And I was like, I'm going to do it. So here we are. I appreciate it. You know, I'm right, probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right, give us one more hot wild take for the road here. It doesn't have to count for you. Write that down, but just like give us one more hot wild take.
I think the Wild are going to lose 2 more games before they get out of the slump. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Boston's
I know.
tough.
Dang,
Boston's
Boston's
tough. She's
Yeah.
right about that.
Capitals are good too.
Capitals are good too. So
Uh,
I think they're going to drop 2 more before they get the victory.
Well, you can find her on the Bardown Beauties podcast, NHL.com. Jessi Pierce taking her swings. On write that down.
Great work. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jessi.
Thank you for coming on last
Thanks,
minute.
guys. This was fun.
See ya.
All right. Well, okay. Jessi needs to be on the show again, making
Yeah.
predictions. That was awesome.
She's
We'll make
great.
that happen.
Just fastballs.
So, all right, Judd, back to you
Rose
here.
Bowl.
Your
A
third
Rose
and final.
Bowl MVP prediction.
And
I
that's-
did not see that.
That's
coming.
ROWS Bowl. By
Yeah.
the way,
Oh, yeah.
just
That's a
for
good point. That's a
The
good point.
marketing purposes.
So I would like to bring in the new year of 2022 with something I have not done on write that down in a long time, and that's to make a prediction way out. Because I feel like it's always fun to have just one in like a year or 3 that Phil will be like, remember back in the day, Judd, when you made it? And I'll be like, oh, sorry, I can't. What? Speak up, Phil. Speak up, Phil. I can't hear you anymore. Write this down. The Timberwolves' new arena will house the Minnesota Gophers basketball team as well.
Okay.
So when the Timberwolves eventually build, and they will, or they will leave, when the Timberwolves eventually get, I should say, not build, get their new building, it will also house the Gopher basketball team.
What? Really?
What's your like logic behind this?
Williams
Off the
Arena.
Is that common? Does that happen?
It can.
I mean, St. John's plays at Madison Square Garden.
It can
right?
happen.
So-
Sure, it can. And I think that we are going to be very hesitant to build another in a long line of sports arenas / stadiums. As much as I love it, Williams is probably getting towards the end. I think part of the solution is going to be to build an arena that can house both teams, so it's a 2-for-1.
I mean,
It's good,
know-
but I mean, it's a great prediction for like years and years. I haven't had one of these on the board for a while.
No, I'm
Larry
fine with.
Brown.
I have no problem
Yeah.
with the
Fine with
prediction.
it.
I'm just.
No,
I
I
guess
know,
I'm
but
more
I'm trying to
taking
think-
issue with the premise that like the Gophers are going to elbow their way into this state of the art. That like A-Rod is going to be like, oh yeah, why don't you guys come on in here?
Well, but if it's the difference between us saying bleep off or okay, we'll build it.
Wait, is that's such
how
a
they
that's
get
such an
in.
us thing to do too, isn't it?
That's
Like,
a-
well, you better make room for.
I think Williams. I love it, but I don't. I hate to say this because I don't want this to happen. But I don't know how much longer you can continue to slap paint jobs on that thing and new roofs and that type of thing. And so I think eventually Ben Johnson, who totally gets Gopher basketball, also at some point in time is probably going to say, kids don't really like the building. It's a really old place. So I'm throwing it out there in order to get a new facility that the Timberwolves and Gophers will share it. I have no idea. It's just a total guess.
I know NC State, North Carolina State, them and the Hurricanes share the same arena.
Marquette plays some games in Pfizer Forum.
Yeah.
Now that's bigger games, I believe, but I mean they do play there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spitballing here. I'm
Hey,
spitballing,
no, it's fine.
boys.
I'm
like
you don't have
Perry.
to defend yourself.
I'm
Like my
Gaylord
therapist tells me,
Perry.
you don't have to defend your actions.
I'm
It's fine.
Gaylord
We get
Perry.
it, dude. We get it.
I love the prediction though.
We need a segment every week
love
where
writing
Declan
down.
just tells us what he's learned in therapy.
Therapist.
Therapy.
That's what we
Yeah.
need.
Don't
Yeah.
forebode
And then
joy.
applies that
That's
advice to a Minnesota sports team. of
Sports
some
team.
kind.
That's the key to life.
All right, back to Declan, your third and final prediction.
All right. I will need Judd Zolgad to take off his headphones for this
course.
next prediction.
Man,
Of course. Hold on.
love it. It's been a while
No
since
problem.
we've had a Judd prediction. We'll wave our arms.
so-
Can't hear. He can't hear me. Anyway.
Yeah,
Wait,
not yet.
wait.
No.
Hold on.
Wait, what's going on? Oh,
It's
he
your
wants to turn down
headphones.
his volume so he doesn't hear me. So my prediction here is, because I know Action Movie Rewind's making a return, most likely to Mackie and Judd soon. I don't know when, but I think it's going to come back here soon now that
Yeah,
football
probably
season's over, Phil.
Yeah, like late January, maybe somewhere in there.
Yeah. So I'll say this, write that down. On the next Action Movie Rewind that returns to Mackie and Judd, Judd will rate said film of at least 7 or higher.
Okay.
So my logic is, because we haven't done an action movie, obviously, in like 6 months,
Yeah.
Judd's going to be all in on said action film, and it's going to be a 7 or higher.
Okay.
So,
I
and by
like
the way,
it.
I want this as the Action Movie Rewind. So if our first one is like a rom-com, this does not count, because that would be another, that's in a different vein. I
Yeah.
want this in the Action Movie Rewind category, because Judd loves action movies. He will rate said film of at least 7 or higher.
I'm here for it. I'm excited for Action Movie Rewind.
Write
Me
this
too.
down.
We put it on hiatus just because football season and football season. But okay,
Yeah.
Judd, you can come back now.
You can come back in, Judd.
You can come back.
You can come back in. Yep.
He's,
I mean, it's-
you might just be
come on.
leaving.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
All right.
All right. Had to turn it way down.
I like
No,
it.
thank you. I appreciate that. That's
Couldn't hear a
really
thing.
nice. You didn't have to
Okay.
do that.
Cool.
Okay, final prediction here. Back on my Wolves optimism wagon here. Sometime, write this down. Sometime in the next week, before next week's, write that down. Anthony Edwards will drop a 40 burger or more in a game.
That's what I predicted for that Lakers game, and I got screwed because he got COVID.
Yep. He's only done it once this season. He scored 48 against the Warriors in like mid-November.
Golden State.
And he's only had 2 30-point games since then, too. So this would be, I'm swinging for the fences here. He will drop a 40 burger or better sometime in the next week.
So starting with tonight's game against OKC.
Yep, they play OKC twice, and then they play Houston
That's right.
on like Saturday or something.
Okay, so he could do it. Yeah.
Sunday or Sunday. They play them sometime.
Bad teams.
Yeah, they're bad teams. I don't think they're going to have enough to like blow the bad teams out. So I'm just kind of hoping that he dominates some bad teams.
Sure.
So there you go. Those are your
Write this down.
write that down predictions. And man, it's all going to come down to basically this weekend, because it's all Judd's 3 remaining predictions.
So I
all come
really
off the
need a
board on
Vikings.
Sunday.
I really need a Vikings win
Yep.
I
Do you want
need
me
a
to? Do you want me to? Let me
yeah.
do the math real quick here.
because Kyle
I
Rudolph's
can do the
not
math
going
real
to catch
quick.
4 touchdowns or not.
This
gonna
is
catch,
basically, I'm the Packers in 03, and I need Nate Poole and Josh McCown to help me out here to get me into the playoffs. This
I
is
was
exactly
there.
what I need.
I was
That's
at.
exactly what I need.
I was in Green Bay.
All right.
Packers
So
blow out the Broncos.
if we give Judd a 1 for 3,
It's going to be a 1 for 3. Like that's my greatest hope.
a 1 for 3
Yeah, what's a 1 for 3?
puts Judd at 359.
Okay.
So a 1 for 3 gets it done. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see here.
What does an 0 for 3 get me down to?
I'm pretty sure an 0 for 3 screws you. But I just
Yeah,
want to make
because-
sure that
no,
you
that's
haven't.
fair, but that's good. Like that's.
I want to make sure you haven't clinched this yet.
That'd be really...
Okay, an 0 for 3 drops you to 353. So you need to
Okay.
go 1 for
1 for
3.
Yeah, no, but that's I love
Oh,
that.
this is awesome.
Yeah,
This
so,
suspense is
Declan-
killing me.
I don't want to clinch it yet.
Declan is rooting for Kyle Rudolph, huge day of touchdowns. A Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry, Declan's
No.
rooting against these things. He's rooting
Yes.
against these things.
No
a big
Jefferson
Kyle Rudolph
touchdown.
day, no Jefferson touchdown, and a Bears win is what Declan is
Yeah,
rooting
so
for.
Declan needs a Bears win, really, is what he needs.
Yeah, I honestly...
Because those other two
I
probably
swear
aren't
to if
gonna
Kyle,
happen.
I'm dead serious.
Kyle
If
Rudolph's
Kyle
not
Rudolph
good.
catches 3 touchdowns, I'm
Dude,
gonna
don't
be
worry
so
about it.
pissed. I can't tell you how
It'll be
pissed I'm gonna be.
hilarious.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Could
worry
you
about
imagine?
that one.
He gets like 1 target a game. Just
Like,
he
would-
just has 4 touchdowns.
I want to win this. Honestly, I really want to win this. And if Justin Jefferson throws a touchdown, I'm cool with I love me a wide receiver pass. So that's exciting to me. And it's very likely the Vikings will beat the Bears with Kirk playing on Sunday. But I swear to God, if Kyle Rudolph catches 3 touchdowns and backdoors into this, I'm going to be so upset.
Didn't your therapist tell you yet to not worry about the stuff that's probably not going to take place? Kyle is not.
No, she hasn't talked. We haven't crossed. Believe it or
you
not, that has not been discussed with Bailey and I. No, that is not.
Don't forebode joy.
No,
I mean, worry about what you can control. The
Stay
Vikings,
in the moment, man. The
Vikings
power of now.
Bears
The power of now
for you, because I think the Vikings. They probably will win. Kirk could have a huge day because game don't matter, right?
What's the spread on that game right now?
I mean, there shouldn't be one until we know that Kirk was going to play. Right, but I don't know that there'd be a spread.
Right now, it was only 3 points as of 16 hours ago. I bet it's more. It's probably 6 or 7.
It's still sitting on Action Network. It's still sitting Vikings 3.
Yeah.
So this is projected to be.
This is a great race.
Actually, now it's 2.5. Vikings 2.5, but. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we need 24 hours to watch this thing move now that Kirk's the starting quarterback.
Kirk's going to play, right?
But the Vikings aren't the. Well, I guess Darisaw and O'Neal, who are both on the COVID list, they could get back for that game though, because there's a 5-day.
I mean, this is great.
Period.
This is going to be a
dude. If the Vikings, if the Vikings are without their 2 starting tackles,
Akeem Hicks is going to feast.
Oh man,
is Akeem Hicks playing? Because he sat out. I think the game after the Vikings game.
Okay.
He gets hurt a lot. He's out a lot. But I mean, this is a great photo finish, so I don't really care.
Yeah, this is one of the
I'm here for this.
We had another photo finish a few years ago when we were waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
To become the MVP or not. I think Judd edged me out. I needed Aaron Rodgers to win the MVP, and he didn't.
I think that was the year the Super Bowl was played here, right? Because the awards ceremony was downtown at the Orpheum or something.
The Write That Down Award
or the
ceremony.
state.
Yeah, the Write That Down, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah,
there,
at the state.
Floor, yeah.
I was up on the stage waving to the people.
Yep. All right, so there it is. We'll know next week. We will crown a classic Write That Down champion next Wednesday. And don't forget about Purple Daily, football-centric Write That Down. So thanks again to Jessi Pierce. Go check out the Bardown Beauties podcast if you're a Wild fan. She does an awesome job, and we'll definitely get her on again sometime. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Reckless Speculation Thursday on Mackie and Judd.